Okay, so I'm back with a video again, and I actually have not videoed in a couple of days because there was a wedding here of a friend of mine, and it got busy. But I am back here with doing a little tour of the city today, and we're still in Johannesburg. I got a friend of mine with me coming along as well, and we're using the Red City bus tour, the Red City bus that we find in all the other cities as well. That's what we're going on today, and hopefully we get a good tour of the city. And I think the bus is supposed to start in about 15 minutes or so, and we actually called the Red City bus tour company earlier, and they said the whole tour lasts around an hour 30 minutes, so it should, you know, give us the afternoon to spend with, and it also allows us to like get off at locations, and then the bus will pick us back up if we want to get off and take pictures or eat anywhere. So we're gonna see how this goes. Actually, this is my first time taking this big bus, funny enough, even though I've seen these buses a lot of times, and I think I talked about how sometimes I don't like to get on these buses last time, but I mean, I'm leaving in a few days time, so I don't really have that much time to explore the city, so we figured this is at least something we could do and at least get a little bit of a taste of what Johannesburg looks like. So you can see the green or the red bus right there. I think that's the bus that we're getting on, and I guess this is a little tour of the Johannesburg, close to where I live, or where I stayed here during this visit in Johannesburg. That's the bus, by the way. Okay, so this is the big bus tour. Hello, sir.
Hello.
How are you?
Fine, and you?
Good to see you. So we've booked, we've got a ticket for the red bus today.
Okay.
I'm going to show it to you. This is this is where we get on. Is that right? Okay. Cool.
Got a barcode?
Yes, yeah, we do. So it's two of us. Okay, so I actually booked the tickets online, and I'm gonna see if I can show it to you. It's this one, right?
Yeah, it's the right one.
Yeah.
Make it here.
There we go.
Scan it.
And how does this exactly work? So we can get on and get off at any point?
Yes.
And what's the latest time we can get on by?
The bus is gonna be there every hour.
Okay.
If you hop off, you must wait for 1 hour to
Okay.
get
From the same location?
You're from the same location.
Oh, I see. And how many locations do you typically go around here?
Let me check it here. We got the red and green.
Okay.
We are here now
Okay.
at the Rose Bank,
Okay.
Menros Arch.
That's our next stop.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mandela's Foundation.
Let's see.
This is a viewpoint. Here is Constitution Hill.
Okay.
Then we go take the red one. We
Okay.
go to Mining District.
Okay.
We go to Joburg City,
Okay.
Apartheid, Newtown,
Okay.
Braamfontein. We come back here. Johannesburg Zoo,
Oh wow.
military, then back to Rosebank.
Wow. And how long is the whole tour? How
It's
long?
2.5 hours.
Okay.
Yeah.
So do we need to change?
If you don't hop off anyway.
I see. Do we need to change buses here then?
Usually we used to
same
change the buses, but now we use the same bus. We stay in this bus. If you don't want to hop off anywhere, maybe want to hop off at Joburg City
Okay.
or Apartheid.
Okay.
You stay in this bus until to that stop.
Okay. That's
So
great.
you wait there. The next bus will be in an hour's time.
Okay. That's great
The ticket is valid for the whole day.
for the whole day.
Yes.
Great.
But now you started late. Now it's only one bus is behind now to catch it.
So we can only stop at one place, essentially.
No, yeah, we're gonna stop at one place because the bus that is coming behind me is the last bus.
Oh,
so if you miss that one, you won't get another bus.
Oh, I see. I think it's just better we just sit in the bus. Maybe get off at one place.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. And what's out of all these places? Which one do you recommend us to stop at?
Yeah, it's, I recommend you can stop at Apartheid Museum.
Apartheid Museum.
Yes.
Okay.
Stop number 12.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Great.
But if you want to eat something, maybe.
We also have a burger as a part of our ticket. Where do we eat that burger?
Yeah, at Joburg. Yeah.
Right in here.
Yes.
So when we get back, we eat.
Yeah, when we get back here and then we go to the mall, but it's called Mama's.
Mama's Burger. Okay. Yes. That's great. Awesome. Thank you so much. And you're Joshua, right?
Yes.
Thank you so much, Joshua.
I forgot to give you this one.
What is that?
The earplug.
Oh, cheers.
Audio.
Awesome.
And then you have this map.
Okay.
You must check
awesome.
it all the timetable.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Joshua. Wow. This is what the inside looks like. Do you want to go up? Okay, let's go up. I guess the whole point of City Bus is to actually explore the city by sitting on the top. I like how they have the shade here, and then they also have the open space. So if we want the light, we can sit out here, and if we think it's too hot, then we have this little shade area. So this is what the bus looks like. Take a look at this. So there you have it. So you heard it from the man himself, Joshua. He said how it's gonna take us about 2.5 hours. So if you ever come to Johannesburg and you would like to take the city tour by taking this red bus, then it takes about 2.5 hours. Don't do the same mistake we did. We came in pretty late in the afternoon. It's already 2. So if you actually come in early, the bus starts at around 10 or 9, I think even. You can actually make multiple stops and you can spend more time in each locations because there's more buses available. For us, we only have one bus left after this one, so we can only stop in one place. And as you heard from Joshua, he recommends us to go to the Apartheid Museum. That's probably where we're gonna stop. And then we can just get a tour of the city by sitting in the bus and viewing the locations. So I'm excited. Actually, I've seen these buses around in a lot of different cities, and it feels nice to finally be able to be on one of these buses myself. Okay, so I'm gonna shut the video off here and then continue as we move up. Okay, so I decided to sit actually in the shade because the sun was beaming a little hard and then it was getting a little hot. And they also gave us these little headphones for us to listen to, and I think they're gonna tell us about the places as we go, so we can actually plug in through right there. Right now they don't have anything going on. They just have this like music playing. But I think once the bus starts moving and it starts going to different places, we're gonna hear more about these places. And you can also hear a lot of people now. Like when I entered in the bus, there was literally nobody, but now there's a lot of people, even in the back, a couple of people, and that's my friend right there. If you can see properly. And they have this little brochure of the city tour, and this is like we saw earlier when we were talking with Joshua. This is what the route looks like at this Johannesburg city tour bus. information in the headphones, and they were saying that this is actually one of the highest paid areas of South Africa. So people get paid the most here in this region than anywhere else in South Africa. And this is the cricket club of South Africa. As I was saying earlier as well, South Africa, or in the last time I spoke, South Africa has a big cricket history. They have a cricket team, I think that's pretty good, and cricket is one of their main sports here in South Africa. And if you're a big cricket fan, apparently the highest ODI score that took place when Australia played South Africa happened in that ground that we just passed by, where Australia scored 434 and then South Africa beat them by scoring 438. Okay, so we've arrived at our third spot of this city bus tour, and this third stop here is the Nelson Mandela Foundation. As I said before, we're not going to stop here because we're only going to stop at the Apartheid Museum because there's only one bus available, but this is what it looks like. And we're off. So essentially what happens here is they kind of quickly move on from one stop to the next, and then they stop for a few minutes for those that want to make this their stop and then wait here for an hour. Because essentially once you get off this bus, you need to wait for an hour to get on another bus, because the bus arrives every hour. And because we're late already with the tour, there's only one bus available. So wherever you stop, that's the only stop you can make a stop in this entire tour, essentially. So we're gonna continue here. It's a little bit hard to actually take a video because the bus moves pretty fast. But I'll try to. We're looking at the map here, and this is the map. We sort of started off from here, and then we moved to this one, and this is the Mandela Foundation, so we're sort of going off this way right here. So we still have a lot of stops left before we finish, and the only stop we're gonna make is right here, number 12, where it says Apartheid Museum. So this is a nice little view. The bus actually takes a little stop here for everyone to take pictures if they want to. Okay, so we actually stopped here at this little stop called Constitution Hill, and this area is actually a little sketch. I think this is one of those areas where you need to be careful. I don't know if you can see clearly, but you can, just the general vibe is more like, you know, the hood if you've been to the US. So this is what it looks like, and we're just gonna wait here for a little bit until this bus starts moving again. And you know, I'm gonna show you the map as well, so you can kind of follow along with where we're at. So this is where we're at right now, right here at this Constitution Hill. And I think in the past they actually had us get out of this bus and then get on the red line here because we took the green line. But now they changed it up a little bit, so we don't need to actually change the bus. This bus becomes the red line, and then it'll just move from here and take us on this route here. And so the next stop would be the mining district, and then it would be the casino hotel, and then the Apartheid Museum. That's where we're getting off, and then sort of the end of the tour right there. So this is where we're at, Constitution Hill, and like I said, this area is a little sketch. You see a lot of rundown buildings. Definitely. You see people that are not as well off, and it actually is a stark difference to where we were, because we actually came from a pretty nice neighborhood, and then I'm sure you saw in the video too, and this is kind of like I think this is actually close to Soweto as well, or maybe this is around Soweto, and Soweto was where Nelson Mandela grew up. Also Desmond Tutu grew up as well. But this is also, I think, one of the biggest townships of South Africa, and also one of the, I think poorer parts of Johannesburg. So I think it's an area that you definitely want to be careful when you come in here, and ideally you'd probably want to walk around the streets with a local, not by yourself. Just because I haven't really seen any foreigners walk in the streets as we came through here in this area. This is actually the statue of Mahatma Gandhi, and he spent 21 years in South Africa, so he's actually had a lot of impact in South Africa, and so his statue is also up here. So we're currently in the mining district. We're just getting off from the mining district, and you see the streets here are actually a little bit smaller than the streets that we saw before. Alright, so I'm just getting off the bus here. We've arrived at the Apartheid Museum. I'm just going to quickly check with the driver just to make sure. Okay. So the driver had confirmed us when we got in that there will be one more bus that'll come to pick us up. I just want to confirm with him before we get out. And then ideally what we want to do is we want to explore the Apartheid Museum, and then come back here in an hour and then get on the next bus and get home. Excuse me. I just wanted to quickly ask, we're getting off here, but there's one more bus coming, right? In 1 hour.
There is a one. If you miss that one, then it's cool.
But it's in 1 hour, right? At 4:20.
Yes.
Okay, awesome. Thank you. Cool, let's go. Alright, so the bus is coming. I'm excited for this Apartheid Museum. Do you know where the entrance is? Oh, right there. Okay. So this is, let's say goodbye to this bus. We'll be back at another bus in about an hour. And this is the stop here at the Apartheid Museum. I was actually excited to see this museum because I know apartheid had such a big role to play in South Africa, and you know, I read Long Walk to Freedom, and I actually learned a lot about South Africa by reading, so that's the biography or autobiography written by Mandela himself of his time, you know, growing up in South Africa, being in prison in the apartheid times, and you know, I learned a lot about that, and I feel like there's going to be a lot of interesting things that we can see in the museum. I'm not sure how much I will film inside the museum, but hopefully they allow us to film as well. But if not, I'm gonna share with you the story of what it looks like inside. So that is the Apartheid Museum right there. Hello, is this the entrance for the Apartheid? Okay. So we have to actually get back on the bus in an hour.
Okay. Can I please take your bank?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Open it for me, sir.
Sure. Sunglasses.
Okay. Can I please scan you, sir?
Yeah, my phone here.
Thank you. Ticket over there.
Sure. How much are the tickets? Oh, we got to buy a ticket?
Yeah.
How much are the tickets?
150.
Yeah, I have home here.
Okay. Okay. Can I pay by card? Yes? Okay.
For how many?
For two.
Say from the red bus.
Yes.
That's your red bus tickets.
Okay. There's two tickets.
Oh, we have the free access.
I don't know if we have free access to it. Do we have free access to it?
What?
Do we have free access to it?
No, you're paying a discount, the difference.
Okay.
You're paying a difference.
I'm sure it's worth it though, right? Is it nice? Okay, I'm excited.
270. Oh my god, a bus.
Okay, I'll pay by card. I can pay. It's a museum. You sure? Okay. Thank you. No worries.
Drinks are on you tonight.
Sorry?
Drinks are on you.
Drinks are on me, exactly. This is a nice place, huh? I like Johannesburg. I just came here a few days ago, so not here for that long, but I like it. I am. Where do you think I'm from?
I'm not good at guessing.
I'm from Nepal originally. Nepal.
Nepal.
Yeah, no, a lot of people don't know where it is. It's a really tiny country in Asia. It's part of Asia.
Oh,
It's a country
it's a country.
in Asia.
Asia.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Where Everest is.
Yeah, where Mount Everest is. Do you know where Mount Everest?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you guys. and
Cheers.
Enjoy.
Thank you so much.
Bye-bye.
If they don't know, you just say
Mount Everest.
Everest.
Yeah, that's
They'll relax.
Yeah. Oh, yes. Thank you. I forgot my phone. Thank you so much. Ooh. That would have been bad. Forgot my phone up there. Okay, so this is the quote from Mandela. To be free is not merely to cast off one's chains, but to live in a way that respects and enhances the freedom of others. I'm excited to see what this entails inside this museum. Madiba. So if you didn't know, Nelson Mandela his nickname is actually Madiba. People used to call him Madiba. And so when you walk around South Africa, you'll see Mandela's picture everywhere. In a lot of places, you'll see him referred to as Madiba. So you know what that means if you see it next time. Oh wow, they even have this still. This is what it used to be like. Wow, look at that. Blanks, whites and non-whites. Oh my gosh. So essentially, if you didn't know what apartheid is, apartheid was this time in South Africa where they had a very big segregation between the whites and non-whites, or the blacks, I guess. And the segregation and the discrimination against people of other color besides white was apartheid. I mean that the term apartheid essentially means the discrimination and that period. As far as I understand, that's what the meaning behind this. And this is actually a really nice kind of entrance. I think this is to show what it was like back in the day. So first, let's walk into what this is the whites. So this is what the white.
So depending on the ticket we have a different way to entry. So there are different entrances. So we have to check the ticket in order to understand. Which
No.
No?
This.
Thank you. Randomly classified as you either enter white or non-white.
Oh. No. This is what it was. This is showing what it was like back in the day.
But
you
the
see?
ticket.
But,
Okay. So entrance is the same, but
Yeah.
actually you have
for sure,
okay.
though. Yeah, I think.
Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah.
Yeah. So this is what it was
Okay.
like back in the day. So we get to see.
Oh,
we
yeah.
get to experience what the whites went through and what the non-whites. I think. I don't know.
Yeah.
Let's just check. So this
Let's
is
go
this is the white area. I'm gonna check in the white area first. I don't know. Okay. It says the white area. Oh, because you see the difference in ID too, you see? Okay, so this is what the ID card of someone that was white would look like. So it's like a regular ID, and you know, he has a identification, he has a citizenship of South Africa, all the paperwork, I think everything that anyone would need to like work anywhere, I would think. So this is the white IDs. And essentially I think what this is showing is this is what it was like back in the time. So they had like a segregation. When they entered malls or whatever else back in the day, they always segregated whites to non-whites. And that's what these were the taxi rank for whites. So they had taxis just for white people. Ladies' restroom. This is very interesting. Oh wow. So because of this, you know, this segregation, they had 702 colored people turned into white people. White. They just call themselves white. One Indian person became white. 3 Chinese became white. Wow. So this is what Europeans would go through. Let's look at the non-white now. So that was the white entrance. Now let's go through the non-white entrance and see what that looks like. Okay, so you see here right there, that's the non-white entrance. And we're gonna walk in. Okay, this is the non-white entrance. Okay, you see now, even in their IDs, it's different. And they have, I think, a restriction of movement. And I think we were also listening when we came in the bus that they had different areas that they couldn't enter in, they couldn't work in all the areas. They had like a black work only area, and it was hard for them to get their IDs sorted. And it was just a lot different and harder for non-whites back in the days. So it was not just black person, it was blacks, colored, and Asian. So they actually have the term colored here in South Africa, and essentially the word colored means someone that is mixed, so the mix between white and black, I think, or like I think any other color that's not white is called colored. So this is what the IDs of non-white person would look like right there. And you can see it's a lot different than when we just... Okay. Non-Europeans only. Yeah, it must have been really strange to be living in that time, huh? Yeah. How fortunate are we now to have not to go through that?
Absolutely.
It's quite a...
We are.
I know. Okay, so this is a little view from the Apartheid Museum, and you have more of these, images of people. Actually, it's done really well. So if you look in the front, you got the front side of the person, and then if you go in the back, they have the back side right there. It's pretty cool. Okay, let's continue. We don't actually have too much time, so we gotta keep going.
Yep. Too far. You know, I think we have to go downstairs to go to.
Is that right?
So, I think so.
Okay. Yep.
Let's go down.
We head down, yep. Okay, so this is the meaning of apartheid. The correct meaning, it says a system of segregation or discrimination on the grounds of race in force in South Africa from the years 1948 to 91. Okay, so we just came out of the Apartheid Museum, and actually I wasn't allowed to film after we entered in there, but it just showed a lot of the South African history, and especially during the apartheid times, and what people had to go through. And I think I showed this in the beginning, but this is actually a very interesting ticket. So you'll see that there is a ticket for the whites and the non-whites. So back in the day when apartheid was present, if you were a non-white, you'd get this ticket and you'd be allowed in, only the locations, the entries, taxis, anything, buses that had non-whites labeled on it. And then if you were a white person and with this ticket, then you were allowed in all the places that had white allocated. So it was more of that. And then one thing I found really interesting once we entered in was after in 1994, when everyone was allowed to vote and it became a democratic election, there was like literally a line that was maybe like 5 meters long, maybe even longer. There was a huge, massive line of people that were eagerly waiting to vote for years and years and years and years. That was very interesting. That was a great picture. I couldn't take a picture inside, so I couldn't take that picture, but it was really nice. But overall, I think Apartheid Museum was really good. It was a good stop, and we're gonna wait at our pickup point. It's about 10 minutes till the bus is supposed to arrive. We definitely rushed through a little bit to get here, just because we didn't know like how the exit was like, and we didn't want to miss this bus, because this is the last bus that was coming through until for today, essentially. So I think we are about maybe 5 minutes till the bus gets here. Alright, so I just came off the city tour, just came off the bus, and to be honest, I was actually really tired, so I slept a lot of the last half of my bus ride after we got on the Apartheid Museum. I was pretty tired, so I fell asleep for the most part, and I didn't see a whole lot of the remainder of the trip. But I felt, yeah, I saw a few of the things from the bus, and anyways, I'm going to talk a little bit about like my experience overall at the with the city bus tour. But for now, we're gonna go have some food. Marco, do you wanna go eat some food now? Or
I always want to eat some food.
let's go get some food, because I'm definitely hungry now. And actually, the other thing that you get with a city bus tour, I booked it online. You actually get a burger for free when you book a city bus tour. So that's what we're making use of right now. And I'm gonna maybe share how the burger tastes later. But for now, I think we're gonna enter through here. And essentially, we chose to get on the bus on the very first stop, which is the Rose Bank sort of stop. And right next to this stop is where the food place is. Okay, so this is the burger that we got out of doing the city bus tour. So like I said, I actually booked this online, and we got 2 free burgers out of it. And it was around, I think it was around $15 per person. It was not that bad actually. And we got the city side bus. And also this burger, and then we also ended up getting a little drink here. But this is an add-on, and this is called Rooibos iced tea, which is pretty nice. And this is actually a pretty nice. This is Marco. We've been hanging out for the last couple of days, and this is the area here, which is quite nice. Okay, so this is actually another day already. I was just so tired yesterday that I didn't get a chance to wrap up and kind of give my feedback on what the Red Bus tour was like. This is the next day, so I did the Red Bus tour yesterday, and to give a little bit of a feedback, I felt like it was definitely for someone that is only in Johannesburg for a few days. And especially if you don't know that many people around Johannesburg, I feel like it's a great way to at least explore different parts of the city, and kind of go to areas that I guess is sort of well known for Johannesburg. I would definitely recommend to go to the Apartheid Museum. We actually didn't get a chance to go to Nelson Mandela's house and other areas of Soweto, but the bus does stop everywhere. So I think the only recommendation I would have is, if you do decide to take the city bus, then definitely go early. Go to the bus that starts at 9. Get on the first bus, that way you can probably make much more stops and you can see more parts of the city. And overall, like, it wasn't that expensive either. It was only in dollars, it was around, so I'm talking about US dollars, it's around maybe 10 bucks, not 10 bucks, sorry, it's around 15 bucks, 15 to 20 bucks, 15 to $20, and you get a full day bus pass. You can hop in and off, hop on and off, and you can also get a free burger as a part of the tour. So it's definitely worth it. You can just go to the website, the City Sightseeing Bus Tour website, and then click on Johannesburg, and then you'll find this deal. So definitely worth it. Today we're gonna go to some nature reserves, so you're gonna see this in the next video. But for now, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video.